Stop begging for that to understand you, brother. Stop sending long messages. Stop trying to get her to see your point of view. Stop trying to have the same conversation with her. Stop putting yourself in a situation to where you over explaining yourself to a who doesn't give a about what it is that you're saying. Instead, relinquish control, take back your self-respect, get silent, and walk the away. One of our biggest problems as men is believing that we can fix everything and we can fix everybody. And I'm here to tell you that, brother, you can't fix that woman that you arguing back and forth with. That woman that you going back and forth with and having the same conversation and trying to get her to stop talking to that mother. Stop disrespecting you. Stop cheating. Stop treating you like a piece of shit. She knows what she's doing, brother, and she don't give a fuck because you don't give a fuck about yourself. Relinquish control, brother. You can't control what she does. You can't control what she wants to do. She gonna do whatever the hell she wants to do. But just because she's gonna do what she's gonna do, it doesn't mean that you have to allow it. And this is me speaking as a man who has sent long messages over and over and over and over and over, trying to get a woman to see my side of things, trying to get her to see where I'm coming from. And I'm thinking in my mind that maybe she just don't understand. Maybe I'm not explaining it good enough. Maybe I'm not communicating properly. Maybe I'm not enough. I went through some of the same cycles and some of the same that you're going through right now, which is why I'm able to tell you that, brother, it ain't that you can do. The greatest lesson that you can give to this woman is literally looking her in the eyes, wishing her goodbye, being a gentleman, and walking the away with your life, brother. Because I'm telling you, the more that you try to get her on your side, the more that you try to get her to see your point of view, the more that you try to get her to be something that she doesn't want to be, the more that she's going to resent you and she's going to do you in. Let that go, relinquish control, and start back respecting yourself.
A lot of these men have realized that, unfortunately, for a lot of these modern women, it might seem like opting out is the best choice. Because when you look at how much stress you have to go through, modern women being inconsistent, just those two alone will have you saying, or, you know, kind of reconsidering and saying, well, maybe this is not the journey for me right now. Maybe I need to go build myself up. Maybe I need to focus on myself. Maybe I need to put a little bit more into who I am.
So we are adjusting now our mentality and the way that we approach dating to accommodate all of the problems with women. You don't ever stop to think about you and being accountable. Is it a coincidence that the last 3 women I dated all took advantage of me for 3 years, beat the fuck out of me emotionally, cheated on me, and then left me in an instant? Is it that all women are that way? Or is it that I attract those type of women? Okay? Accountability, guys. You are not a victim. Women are not the problem. There are shitty women out there in abundance. Guess what? There's also a lot of shitty men in abundance that cheat, that knock girls up and dip, that don't pay their child support or alimony. Shit, my sister, she ended up with a guy like that. Absolute bum. Absolute scumbag. She's out there doing the single mom thing now on her own. This is not happening in disproportion for either sex.
Stay away from cheap men. They will always keep you in your masculine survival energy. If you're dealing with a man who even has money, but is still stingy, he's not a provider, he's a pretender, and he's just doing the bare minimum. Cheap doesn't just mean money. Being cheap is a mindset, a lifestyle. He'll be cheap with his feelings, his effort, his time, his attention, because he's operating from lack. And a man who lives in lack, who calculates everything, will never pour into you, which means you'll never feel safe enough to receive. And that's the problem. Because as a woman, you're meant to receive, not constantly give and prove. But a stingy man calculates everything. Everything comes with a condition, a trade, an expectation, and that doesn't suddenly change. Just imagine how he would show up for your future children. And one of the biggest signs, watch how he treats the people he already loves. If he's not generous with them, he won't be generous with you. If he tries to convince you that effort is too much, or that giving is a waste, believe him, okay? He will say something like, his love language is time, or he complains too much about the economy, and even about men who are spending more money on themselves, or, God forbid, on their wife. And another subtle sign, it takes him a lot of time to buy himself new clothes, especially socks and underwear. Money isn't everything, but if money is not moving, You are not moving, okay? Some men will give you just enough attention, just enough effort to keep you hooked, but never enough to make you feel secure. Remember, men bond through investment, time, effort, money. And if he's not investing, he's not attaching. So if he gives the bare minimum, he's not confused. He's calculated. That's why it's so important to spot the right men early before you get attached.
You know, men have decided it's easier to take a step back. It's easier to opt out rather than trying to hop into confusion, rather than trying to force my way into a situation that, quite frankly, doesn't seem advantageous to me. Doesn't seem like it's going to go well. So I'm not going to sit up there and continue to be like, oh man, I got to get her. No, I don't. The alternative with me forcing myself into this space is I have somebody acting crazy with me, and I don't have time for that.
It's a tip for my men that's living by themselves. Men, while we're in isolation, God is healing us. He's healing us from the things that we went through. He's healing us from the things that threw off our mental focus. He's just simply healing us and creating us to be a better version. So do me this favor, please. When you're healed and when you're a better version, do not run back to the things that got you in this situation in the first place. They're in the past. Leave them in the past. How far can you drive if your eyes is glued in the rearview mirror? You can't drive far, you're going to crash. So once you get out that situation, once God heals you while we're living by ourselves in isolation, do not go back to the thing that broke us. Please, that would be the worst thing you can do, and that would be offensive to the Lord, because he's going to say, I took you out of this situation, I made you better, and you going back? That wouldn't be smart. All right? It's a tip for my men that's living by themselves.
You know, men are not going to continue. I think men are getting to a point to where they would rather take a loss, right? I'd rather lose, as you would put it, as you would have it, if you say so. I would rather lose than sit up here and try to convince somebody to like me and they don't even care about me. That's the point that a lot of men are getting to. So you're not going to see me beg. You're not going to see me sit up here and pine and sing a song, Earth Angel, will you be mine? And since I lost my baby, and you're not going to hear me saying that, because there's not really anything out here to beg for. I'm not going to sit up here and convince you to like me. You don't even like me.
I don't understand what people complain about. It is literally the biggest break I have ever had in my life. It was incredibly easy. You're not really doing anything. You know what I mean? It's not actual work. You're like packing a lunch and unloading a dishwasher and like getting Halloween decorations at Target. And people are like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And I'm sorry, but if your kids are in school, you're basically like, you have like 6 hours to yourself, you know?
I mean, I think everyone's circumstances are different, and that can come down to like their living situation, financially, their partner. Do you think that maybe your circumstances are easier than some?
Yeah. All the moms that I know, they have more time for Pilates. They have a Roomba, an Instacart, a crock pot that does like half of the work for them.
Why do you feel like all these other moms, we hear all this, oh my gosh, it's like the hardest job, you know, there's so much to do.
Maybe they're just bad at it.
What do you feel about that hitting the wall phrase?
I think it's an accurate depiction of a natural phenomenon. I think that women do reach a certain point in their life where their value, when I say value, I mean value in the eyes of men specifically, does decrease when they reach a certain age. In terms of fertility, obviously you're older, you're not as attractive, but also like you've had more life experience, and I think the majority of men want a woman that hasn't had a lot of life experience because they want to build that life with you.
And, you know, you can sit up here and say, oh, you know, is there a man that's willing to help? Is there a man that's willing to, kind of show that chivalry and stuff like that? But I think a bigger question you should probably be asking, and maybe it's probably a bigger problem, is, am I willing to give back? Am I willing to be feminine? Am I willing to nurture? Am I willing to put in effort right? Am I willing to say, okay, I appreciate what you're doing? A lot of women think that chivalry is only one-sided, and a man is only supposed to do certain things, right? But let's look at your version of chivalry. What is it that you do? And then when we start asking those questions, we come right back on to the question that men be asking women, modern women, and they get upset. What do you bring to the table? What is it that you can do? How is it I'm supporting you? How is it that you can support me? How can you support a family? Do you want to support a family? What type of person are you? And that's usually when modern women crash out and they don't want to answer those type of questions.
So all the beta men sit down and take some notes, okay? Because my dad is in town, and yesterday he gave an example for all the men of this generation. We're going on a walk and we stop by the bank. We're sitting there at the teller and I'm like, on the walk home, let's stop by my bank because I've been meaning to take some money out. I always see homeless people or people that I want to tip that are doing like a phenomenal job, and I never have cash on me. So I'm like, let's stop by because we're already on this walk. And he goes and tells the bank teller, I need you to give me $200 more. I'm like, no, you don't. I start arguing with him like, we can go to my bank. It's on the way. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm starting to get up and I keep telling him, no. And he's like, sit down. And I'm like, let me shut up and sit down before I get in trouble. And this man took out $200 in cash and gave it to me. And I'm telling you guys this because this is what women want. It's not just about providing. It's about passionately providing. It's about aggressively providing. Because any man could just like pay for something because he's like, oh, if I don't pay for this, she's gonna No, okay, the passion is what we love. Because it makes us feel safe. It makes us feel taken care of. Like, my dad didn't have to do that. He knows that I make good money. But these types of traditional men, they want women around them to always feel good and always feel taken care of. Whether it's holding the bags, whether it's opening the door, whether it's giving them some money or paying for something. And the thing is, you don't have to be the richest man to be a passionate provider. There are lots of wealthy men who are not passionate providers. They're actually cheap. Providing is about taking care of the women and the family around you to the best of your ability. But I'm just letting y'all know, because y'all boys in this generation really are not like this. I'm telling you, this is what the ladies want. They're gonna go co-sign in the comments. Anyways, hope y'all learned something. It will help you get your wifey.
I just saw this tattoo apprentice posting on TikTok these really big, extravagant, beautiful designs, and she's like, I'm looking for models to get these designs at a reduced price. Now, if we're just going off of the designs that she showed, yeah, they would be beautiful pieces, except that she cannot execute a piece that large well. It was in my area, so I was just curious. I went and looked at her other work, and it's like shoddy at best. She has this one big dragon piece on a back that's all red ink, and it is like shaky lines all the way through. I know for a fact people are gonna see the designs that she showed and be like, oh my God, I want exactly that. And they're gonna go to her for a reduced price, like it's not even free, reduced price. And they're gonna walk away with something that kind of vaguely looks like the designs that she was showing. Yes, I know, everyone starts somewhere, but I have said it before and I will say it again. I think only people very experienced with getting tattoos should go to apprentices. And I think the pieces should be small. If you're in your like first year of tattooing, there's almost no reason for you to be doing these really large, extravagant pieces. You're still getting the basics down, my dude. Be careful, look at the body of work, make sure you know what you're getting into.
All right, ladies. I know it's going to be tough for y'all in this new world of the soft guy era, where you got to pull your weight, you got to do your part. But mostly, because of your forbear movement, from now on, you've got to be the one to approach. We do not want to offend you or make you feel like you're going to be harmed. So from now on, you're the ones making the approach. And I know that's way outside of your wheelhouse. I know it can be uncomfortable. I've given some advice before, but here's another piece of advice. If you're out at a restaurant or a bar, a dinner party, or whatever it is, and you see a guy that you would like to get to know a little bit better, here's a new trick for you. I've even given it a name. Give him the Gatsby. Look, we've all seen the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. You know what I'm talking about. So, there's somebody in the room that you'd like to get to know a little better, but you know because he's a modern man. He's a soft guy. You're gonna have to take a little initiative. So what you do is you grab your drink. See how easy that was? You make eye contact across the room. You lift your drink, you nod your head. That gives him the opening. From that moment on, everything goes back to, kind of traditional. So then he knows that you don't think he's gonna sear your grapes or whatever awful thing could potentially happen. So give it a shot. Give him the Gatsby. Drizzle, drizzle.
Listen, men are trash. I know it's 2025, but I'm telling you, men are still trash. Especially the Ghanaian men. Oh, leave them alone. No go, no go. Live your best life, sis. Go, girl, do you have fun? Stay away from these men. You don't need them. Think about yourself. Build yourself only. You don't need no man. Don't let anybody tell you that you're gonna ever need a man in this world. What? You're good on your own. Like literally. Hold my hand. I got you. Okay? Don't let these people waste your time. Enjoy yourself.
Calling all men, especially if you agree with this comment, that you wouldn't want to be with a single mom, especially as a man with no kids. Okay, I would love to hear the reasons why. If you agree with this, if you agree with what he said, I would love to know what the your deal is. So leave a comment, please explain. Don't just leave some shit. I need explanations of your reasons why. Like, it doesn't matter on the woman and her personality and like what she's got going on. Like, just, it's an automatic no if they have kids. Please tell me.
If you're insecure about your height, I'm about to make that 100 times worse. It's a well-known fact that most couples nowadays are meeting through various different dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, etc. And as you can see with this stat done on Bumble, unless you are 6'4", you are pretty much going to be fighting an uphill battle when it comes to actually attracting women. In fact, you actually don't even stand a chance because they're going to use height filters, so you're not even going to be shown in their feed. Like, you're literally not even on the algorithm. Like, GG, bro. It's time to hang up the towel and quit. But what this study fails to tell you is that in order to have high preferences on any of these dating apps, you actually have to pay for the premium service. So if you know how women use dating apps, they don't pay for the premium service because they literally don't need to. These girls get hundreds of matches every single week, so it would literally be a waste of money for them to actually pay for the premium account. So you actually have nothing to worry about. In fact, I'm only 5'6", and online dating comes really, really easy for me. In fact, real quick, here's my Hinge, and as you can see, I have my height in my bio. And here's my inbox as of recently. I literally maxed out the amount of matches. Like, Hinge only lets you have 8 matches at a time, and I've literally exceeded that. In fact, I exceed it almost every other day, which is pretty frustrating, but is what it is. Suffering from success, I guess you could say. But the point I'm getting at is this just goes to show if you actually know how to navigate online dating and curate an attractive profile, it doesn't matter what your height is. Anyone can have success. Like, if I can do it, there's literally no reason you can't either.
What do you think most women misunderstand about male dating frustration?
Men want to settle down. If you look at the data, the most recent data around young men, they want family still, they want marriage, they want commitment, they want legacy, they want to build something. The problem with women is that women set the standards for how other women operate. This is called intersexual competition. And with social media, with Botox, filler, eyelashes, these standards, right, to create contrast, and women will empower or position women to engage in the same types of behaviors that they deem to be empowering because they want to minimize the contrast between competition within the market. So all of that being said, women continue to present themselves in ways that do not align with male preference. Men will sleep with women who are attractive. They will engage with women that they are attracted to, but that does not mean that they will commit to the same bucket or tier of women that they lust over. Those are two very different strategies for men. And women don't understand that when men are looking for a long-term partner, they're looking for consistency, they're looking for emotional regulation, they're looking for loyalty, and they're looking for somebody that they can build a life with who has those qualities, the character traits, the morals, all of those things that are aligned with their vision. Men have a vision they want to bring to fruition. They're very purpose driven. If the partner that they have in front of them is not somebody that they deem to be somebody who could support that vision, that purpose in their life, they're not going to commit to that. And unfortunately, women don't understand what men actually want for a long-term partner. They're all trying to keep up with the Joneses of other women who are getting a lot of attention because they fit the category of short-term mating and attraction. But they're not the caliber of women that men actually want to settle down with. And the more that women push other women to engage in these types of behaviors, the less that there is for men to choose from when it comes to long-term commitments.
Now that I know better, why not spread the knowledge? Most men suffer in silence and they won't really tell you what they need. But don't worry, I'll tell you. Okay, so this is something that I did not do correctly in my first and only marriage. I did not express enough appreciation for my husband, for the things that he did for our family. Like, I appreciated it. But I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and we had 6 kids. So I was overwhelmed with my responsibilities. And I just saw it as, you know, that's his role, and he just has to do it, and that's what it is. And that's how I felt about my role as well. But I didn't realize at the time, in the same way that women need to feel loved, a man deeply desires to feel appreciated. He needs to feel needed and appreciated, to feel fulfilled in the relationship. I just think we as women, we can do better. We can be better. So I'm sharing this and hopefully it'll help someone.
If women can their children, men should at least be able to abandon their children.
And they do on the reg.
So if you're a man and you don't want to have a kid and the woman keeps the kid, that woman can force you through the state, through the government, to pay child support.
Well, nobody if he has large inside of a woman.
Great. That's a great Bronze Age argument that we could use against men. Nobody forced the woman to have consensual. Nobody forced the woman to allow the man to inside of her. These same arguments would have to be, you'd have to accept them for. Or is it only men that have responsibility? You wouldn't accept a pro-life argument of, you just shouldn't have opened your legs. You shouldn't have got pregnant. You should have used protection. You should have been on birth control. No, you probably believe that if a woman, let's say she had consensual to their boyfriend and she got pregnant, let's say it's an unwanted pregnancy, and let's say she's not ready or she's not financially ready, she just doesn't want the kid. I'm assuming your position would be, yeah, she can get them.
Yeah, it's her body.
Okay, so why don't you grant that same exemption to men?
I don't give a how fine a is. If you don't got the normal necessities of life as an adult, I'm not taking you serious. Be fine as and all their videos are in passenger seats or in back seats. When is the last time you seen a bad recording herself driving? Because she doesn't have a car. You're letting a drive you crazy that can't legally drive. No. No.
So today we teaching the Philly shell or the Floyd Mayweather, or some people like to call it the shoulder roll. Basically, it's the move that looks like this. So when you in this stance here, your chin needs to be tucked. It won't really work if you all the way up here, you just asking to be knocked out. But you have your chin tucked and you using this movement to deflect straight rights. Because a lot of people, they think just because this is open that it's just free game. No, you got to worry about this here. And you got to worry about the shoulder roll. But basically with this hand, you basically just parry and jabs. You can parry anything from here. And then if you want to curl up, you can curl up here. And then if somebody try to hit you with a hook, you can go here. Whether that's orthodox or southpaw, you can right hook or a left hook, you can block it here. And then this down here, this guard down here is to block body shots. And then you can still slip. It's easy once you learn it, and then it takes less energy to like defend, which is why it's very popular and a lot of people like to use it. But I wouldn't recommend this motion for beginners, because if you try to go in there, you're gonna get your butt whooped. I recommend this for people that actually have experience, but that's the shoulder roll. Use it wisely and don't get beat up or whatever.
Oh, babe, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I only have $60 to my name. The electricity bill due tomorrow. I need to get my hair done. Like, that's why I got this bonnet on my head. My nails not done. Look at this. This one broken.
Man, that's
on
crazy.
top of that, I really haven't even ate in 3 days. I just been eating crackers and sardines. Like,
That's crazy.
I need a real meal. You want to take me out to eat?
Huh?
Like, I need to eat. On top of that, I got all these fees due. Christmas is coming up. I need Christmas gifts for my kids. You know, I got three of them.
Oh.
And they all need a gift.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like 5 each. On top of that, my HOA fees. I need help with that.
Girls think that they want to date a high value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself. Everyone talks about, oh, date a high value man. This is what you do to have to attract a high value man. But I've never heard anyone talk about like actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman. It's not for the weak. I have other friends who are dating like very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
Welcome to another edition of Messages from Potential Dates I've Not Yet Met in Real Life. So he began by asking me what I'm looking for. Great question. So I told him, and then I asked him the same thing. So he proceeds to say that he just likes getting to know someone quick. So he proceeds to say that he doesn't want to invest time and energy and then be surprised that the woman's a psycho. He doesn't want power struggles. He doesn't want games. Like, me neither, sir. Okay. But the word psycho is a strong word. So of course, as a therapist, I'm thinking, what does he mean? So I said, you've had a lot of surprise psychos, huh? So then he said, psycho's a strong word. I would say unnecessary nonsense, being extra. Then he asked about Halloween. At which I say, how so? Like, I'm just curious, like, what does being extra mean? Maybe it means posting your messages with potential dates on TikTok. So then I told him what I was doing this weekend. And he goes, I'm not explaining myself over text about the psycho thing. I'd rather talk instead of text. Okay. So then I respond, oh, someone is Mr. Cranky this morning. Sorry, I think I'm funny. I don't care. Because, wow, that was like... Meanwhile, he didn't even ask to actually, like, go on a date or, like, have a phone call or FaceTime yet, like, at all. I would totally be fine with that, but, like, whoa, guy, calm down.
Men with no hose. Where are you? What are you?
They're doing their own thing, hanging out with their bros, playing video games, because they're often overlooked by us ladies. They're considered the nice guys. They're considered friend material. They're considered not your type. The thing is, the majority of us ladies chase after the same men. They treat us badly, and then we blame all men because of it. Maybe look at some of those men you've previously overlooked. See if they share any qualities. Maybe you need to change up who you're dating, and you'll have better results.
So I'm getting my nails done, and the guy called me and he asked me what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do not regret to inform you that the shift is happening. Logic is being restored in today's society. Few discretions advised.
And I said, I'm getting my nails done. He didn't offer to send no money. He just said, okay, well, call me back when you finish. I said, okay. So in today's society, I'm supposed to stop talking to him because he didn't offer to send me any money, right? Why do y'all do that? Why is it that it's a man's responsibility to keep up with your upkeep? You was already going to get your nails done anyway. Why do he have to now get it done just because he happened to call you at the time where you were getting the service done? It makes no sense to me, and I really want y'all to make it make sense to me, because why is that, ladies? Like, why? What is this? Like, is this another woman's rule? I don't.
It's because they broke. That's the reason. That's the only reason. It's because they are broke. Not having enough money for anything can make you do or say some wild. But what I will say is I am glad that the women are starting to wake up. And they're starting to realize all these wild takes that women have been trying to push these past 5 years or so really make no sense. He just so happened to hit you up while you were getting your nails done, and you expect him to automatically offer money. If he don't, you need to stop talking to him. That's the logic. That's like me saying I'm about to go get something to eat, right? And a girl hit me up and asked me what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm about to go pick up some Chipotle. And in that moment, if she don't offer to make me a meal from scratch, I got to stop talking to her. That doesn't make any sense. And not only does it not make sense, it's not even effective. It has not been proven to work. I'm going to say it like I've said it before. Fellas, a woman's upkeep is not your responsibility, especially if you guys are not even dating. If you just so happen to hit her up and she getting her hair done, she getting her nails done, let her get it done. It's on her. And no, that does not now mean that you can't do something nice for a woman that you're rocking with. But that should not be the make or break for her to say he's worth talking to or he's not worth talking to. There's a difference between doing something nice because you just want to versus I have to do this or else. But you know what? Knowing a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to nothing I'm saying. I'm just a normal guy. I keep the change.
You said men signed up to take estrogen and they all quit within 3 days because they felt crazy from all the input from the environment.
Because of testosterone in a committed state of mind, once a man commits, it screens out everything considered irrelevant. This is single focus. This is what testosterone does to the brain, creates a committed state of mind. If you think about a hunter, there's a deer. Kill the deer. He doesn't go, is there a better deer behind it? So if you want to hide food from men, you just put it in like the second or third row. They're just going to look at what's in the front row. This is what's in the refrigerator. Everything that's in the front row. Single focus. And it drives us nuts. We'll roll our eyes and tisk and mumble and he's just focused. Getting it done. He doesn't even hear it. But we think he did hear it and he's ignoring me.
Yes. Which then we
because he disrespects me. Yes.
And
now we're really pissed. This is why we have to like roll it all back. What if we're just different?
I snapped all the black men away. Would a white man accept you? The average white man.
You mean like the same way you say average for a black man?
Yeah, if I snapped all the black men away, could you expect white men, average white men, above average white men, would they come and say, well, sure, Becky or you? Yeah, sure. Would white men take you?
Maybe if it wasn't, no.
Okay, would a Chinese man take you? Would Asian men take you?
No.
Would Middle Eastern men? Stop. Would Middle Eastern men take you?
No, probably not.
No, because you know you couldn't come to them with the same thing you come to a black man with. Listen.
Why do you think that is?
Listen. Because we are not beneath you. Your standards is you think black men should accept. Why would you expect a black man to accept what you know a white man, an Asian man, and a Middle Eastern man wouldn't expect?
Kevin Samuels was so hated by the woman.
Kevin Samuels, KS, who is now deceased, thankfully.
Celebrated his
Ding dong. The wicked witches didn't follow him because I didn't like the way he talked to women. But now we ain't got to worry about that and got to hear him no more.
And he ain't never killed nobody. He never raped nobody. He was known for beating women. They celebrated his death. And all of them ran to him for his word.
Beyonce's an 8, Kelly Rowland would be a 9, and Rihanna, even with her big forehead, would be a 10.
Okay.
He didn't seek it out. And he was so gentlemanlike.
Straight line.
He was so professional. He wasn't like me to say. But Kevin Samuels done it in a stern, gentlemanlike way. But our women celebrated his death. But they'll clap for the gay. They'll clap for the gangster.
And, you know, modern women continue to say, you know, why is this guy not asking me out? Why won't this guy shoot his shot? Why is this guy seeing me, staring at me, but he's hesitating? I mean, at some point in time, maybe you should realize what the man is going through. Maybe you should realize, you know what? This date really cost him. You know what? You know, he might have to spend a little time. He might have to spend some, well, you know, we both spending time, but, you know, he's got to spend his money on the date. Instead of just saying, well, you know, I spend my money too, in a way, because I use my makeup, and, you know, I go get a spray tan, and one woman said, man, I took a workout class. I was like, girl, that workout class ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. You just started working out. You went to one workout class. You didn't lose no weight. As far as I'm concerned, you wasted, well, I mean, you ain't waste your time, but if you saying that you did it for him, you wasted your time. You need to have been doing that well before you met him, during the time that you met him, and then after the time that you met him. That's how these modern women do. They try to assign stuff to men and say, oh, well, you know, I'm doing it for you, so I got to spend money in a way. No, you're going to spend that money anyway.